Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today on Market Faith. Super delighted to have you. I hope you are excited. I hope you're as excited as I am. All right, because today we are going to talk about specific strategies, how you need to start thinking about your strategy for attracting customers in your business. How do you need to start thinking about it? What you need to start thinking about? What you need to do to get more customers into your business? Everything you do in your business costs you money until a sale is made. Think about that. Everything you do costs you money until a sale is made. It talks about the importance of having customers and paying customers for that matter. So today, we spent the last 2 weeks talking about I laid a foundation for you in terms of the way to think about customers and the way to think about marketing and attracting new customers. And last time, I talked a lot more about the research that you need to do. You should not start deploying customer attraction strategies if you haven't done some research, right? Even in our team here at Market Faith, I'm always talking to the team. I'm saying, listen, we can't just put out things that people don't find relevant. We've got to do some research to understand what people find relevant, and then address those questions that people have in their hearts. And listen, if there's anything, any question you have on Market Faith, something that you think we're not addressing that we should address and that we can talk about, please send us a DM, leave us a note, send us an email, feedback@marketfaith.online. We will be super delighted to hear from you. All right, so please go ahead, you can put it in the comment box. Someone on the team is reading those things and checking out to get your feedback. So if you have feedback for us, we really appreciate it. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. Sometimes it's not very exciting feedback, but it is feedback, and we must take it for what it is, as feedback, and learn and try to improve in the process of doing that. So we talked about all of that last time, talking about knowing your customer, understanding who your customers are, and knowing what exactly you're expecting from them, understanding your strengths and your weaknesses from the perspective of the customer, not from your own perspective, not your version of the truth, but the customer's version of the truth. And the reason is because the customer is the one paying. And so if you want to attract that customer, you need to give them the version that they consider value. All right, so today I want to wrap up this teaching by giving you a guide as to how to think about strategy for your business, right? How to think about customer attraction for your business. It's a simple guide. I've tried it and it's helped me a whole lot. There's so many guides out there, but this one I have worked with and it's been super helpful for me over the years. So it essentially talks about where to look and the way to think about this when it comes to acquiring customers. Now, the very first thing I want to say to you is this. In your plan to acquire customers, right, one of the first things that you need to ensure that you are doing is that there must be a way of consistently and constantly letting people know about what you do to attract customers, right? We put out a post recently about a quote from Henry Ford. I believe it says that stopping marketing to save money is like stopping your time. It's like stopping your watch to save time. It doesn't make any sense, right? I've seen people who say, I don't have money to market, right? If you have money to do business, you have money to market. That's just the truth. You need to find a way to extract that money, keep it aside, and spend it marketing, right? Now, let me also say this to you. A few things you need to know about customers and customer acquisition. If you have the same number of customers last time and now, you've actually lost customers. I'll say that again. If the number of customers you had the last time and now is the same, right, or you've not done any marketing, you are actually losing customers. You probably just don't know it, right? And until one day you wake up and find that you don't have customers anymore, right, you are most likely losing customers. So what that means is this. One of the first things you must do is, what is the most consistent way of customer attraction that I have? This is not even customer attraction to make money in the business. This is customer attraction to maintain your current status and where you are. Because everything, nature abhors vacuum. Everything that is stagnant begins to stink and begins to decay. Meaning that if you say you had 10 customers at the beginning of the year, you can't plan based on those 10 customers because life happens to customers. Some customers will relocate, some customers will find another vendor that they're buying from. Things just happen with people. So you need to have a way of replenishing your customers on a steady basis, right? And I'll give you an example. If you look at organizations like Coca-Cola, right? They are not always running promotions, but they are always advertising. Whether they have a promotion going on or not, they are always advertising. Why? They must be doing something regularly that brings in customers, right? If you notice some of the bigger churches, right, for example, as an example, they have one billboard or a fleet of lampposts around them, and they are always advertising and using those things and replacing them with new things that they are doing, such that when they are doing a special event, right, they still use those channels to promote their events and add more to it. So what am I saying to you? The first thing is this: you need a steady source of acquiring customers regularly, whether you are doing an advertising campaign or not. For some people, it may be the fact that every month you spend a certain amount of money on Instagram to advertise what you are doing. For some people, it may be a certain amount of money on Google ads. For some people, it may be a certain amount of money on newspaper ads. You spend that every week or every month. Whatever it is, there must be something that you are doing on a regular basis that is reaching out to customers and reminding them that you are there, reminding them of what you do, reminding them of who you are, and the fact that they can be a part of what you are doing. What I'm saying to you is super important, super critical. It took me a while to learn and understand this, right? How are you marketing, right? You must always be marketing, ABM. How are you marketing? How are you promoting yourself out there on a regular basis, whether anything is happening in your business or not? That's very, very important. Now, having said that, right, there are 3 key areas or 3 key ways I want you to please think about customer attraction and getting more people into your business. All right, and I've used 3 concentric circles. Concentric circles are 3 circles, one there, and there's another one outside of it, and there's a much bigger concentric circle. In the middle of the circle, I call it the core. All right, the one immediately after it, I call it the community, and then the outer circle, I call it the crowd. Okay, so across these 3 areas, you must be able to push and throw out strategies that are attracting customers. So let's start with the core. What does the core refer to? The core is the smallest nucleus, right? These are the people that are closest to you. Right? Excuse me. These are the people that, these are family members and these are close friends, right? These people are in your core. Whatever you do, you must always have a strategy for reaching your core. It may be word of mouth, that you are talking to them on a regular basis. You can set a goal, for example, that every week I want to talk to 3-4 people in my core about my business. You may have spoken to them before. Some of them you need to remind them, right? You need to have a steady, sustainable way, right, of talking to people in your core regularly. Now, part of your core also includes your employees and your employees' family and friends. You cannot have a business where you have an employee who is not also talking to other people about the business where they work in, right? That's not going to work, okay? In our team here at MarketFaith, I'm always pushing all the members of the team and getting them involved in what we're doing, because this is not a solo effort. Everybody benefits from it at the end of the day. So you must be able to encourage people, right, that are employees within your organization to reach out to other people and talk to customers, talk to their family members, talk to their friends. Ask them, when was the last time you spoke to a friend about our business? When was the last time you spoke to a family member about our business? When your employees say, oh, I don't have anybody to talk to, don't they have friends? Don't they have family? Don't they have people that they can talk to, right? That means there is a motivation problem. They're probably not motivated to have a conversation with the people around them. So In your core, you have family, you have friends, you have staff members and their family and friends. What are you doing to tell your core about your product or service on a regular basis? So the first category we've talked about is general marketing advertising that you're going to be doing on a regular basis. The second one we've talked about is your core, your family, your friends, your employees and their families and friends. How are they talking to them about what you do as a business? You'll be surprised that in many families, you go for family meeting and they're like, really? I didn't even know that he did that, right? And they're like, really? So you do that? I mean, I had no idea, right? Sometimes it's not because they have no idea, because you may have told them before, but sometimes they forget. People just forget. In fact, sometimes people were not listening to you the first time you were speaking. So you need to tell them again and let them know what you do. So that's the core. The second category are the people that are in your community, right? The people in your community are people that are just outside your immediate family and friends. These are people that are your social media followers. You'll be surprised how people have social media followers that don't know what they do. Can you imagine that? Right? Somebody has 2,000 followers, somebody has 1,000 followers, 500 followers, but they have no idea what exactly the people that they are following do in their business. All right? So you need to have a strategy in that regard. How do you consistently remind people of what you do? Maybe once a week you do a creative post on your social media platforms that just reminds people that you are there. Just reminds people that this is who you are and this is what you are doing about your business, right? The second one, the second category in your community are people in your church, right? Do your church members know what you do? Do your fellow workers in church know what you do? Do they patronize you? Why don't they patronize you? I don't want to believe that you're that kind of bad character person, right? Do they know what you do? Why do people in your church not know what you do? If you belong to a country club, why do people in the club don't know what you do? Right? Why is that the case? So you need to correct that. You need to change that, right? These are people in your community and you need to have a strategy for reaching out to them and letting them know that this is what you do. Some of you live in estates, right? That's a community, right? In the estate where you live, do they know what you do? Do you comment in the estate's WhatsApp group, or are you always quiet? Do the people in the estate know what you do? Some estates may prohibit advertising or talking about the things that you do within your platform, right? But what you can do is that you can send everybody direct messages, right? Without necessarily sending it on the platform. Yes, it's a lot more work, but the chances of them seeing it is a lot greater than when it is lost in a chat group that belongs to an estate of what, 50, 60, 70, 100 people within that group. So landlord association, estate groups, all those types of places. If you're a school, for example, one of the questions I have for you is, how connected are you with the landlord association of the people that live around your school? Because the people that live around are the people that will send students to your school. So if you're not connected with the landlord association, you're not connected with the community, chances are that it will be difficult for you to engage people to ask them to show up in your school. All right? Just imagine you can go there, make a presentation, let the parents know what you do, and parents can bring their kids for after school and all those types of things. These are the things that you need to begin to think about across each category of customers or touch points that you have in your world, right? Part of your community, some of your friends have places or platforms that you can leverage to promote your business. For example, if you sell drinks and your friend has a club, your friend has a bar, right? You can obviously, that's a place where you can go and sell things there. If you sell food items, and somebody has a marketplace or a supermarket, that's a place where you can display the things that you do, right? And that's the platforms that belong to your friends. Some of you have friends who have 100,000 followers on social media. They can advertise for you. They can talk about your product once in a while, without charging you an arm and a leg for that particular service. And then the last category are the people that are in the crowd. The people in the crowd are the people that have no existing connection with you whatsoever. The question is this: what strategy are you deploying to reach out to people in the crowd? Okay? These are the places where you have adverts, whether social media ads, billboard adverts, all those types of things, right? Part of doing this is also sales reps. Some of you may need to engage sales representatives, people who will go out there market your product, sell your product, talk to people about what you do, and bring in customers in your business. All right, those are the people in the crowd, right? And these people are people that have no touch point with you, and in the process of reaching out to them, you are acquiring and getting new customers. So the key thing in all of this, in everything that we are saying, is this. Let me wrap this up this way. The key thing in everything that we're saying is this: getting customers requires consistency. You can't do this for 6 months and say you've not gotten results and then you give up. Listen, you must have a plan, a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan, right? Don't just do 3 months. Oh, I've been doing it for 3 months. You will see some traction, but in most cases, you start to see a lot more traction, perhaps from month 6, month 7 down the line, right? Why? Because consistency is the way you build trust for a particular brand. And once people start to see you consistently, then they try to associate you with trust, and that takes time. Okay, so you must understand that consistency is the name of the game. The customer that says no to you today will most likely be the one saying yes to you tomorrow, if you are consistent. But if you are not consistent, that no will be the last you will most likely hear from that particular person. And then don't forget, measure effectiveness along the way, right? After deploying any marketing, advertising, customer attraction initiative, measure immediately, measure daily, measure weekly, right? Ask yourself, I've spoken to all the people in my estate now. How many of them have actually bought from me? If they haven't bought from you, go back and meet them again and say, oh, you said you were going to buy. I'm just following up. I haven't heard from you, that type of a thing. Measure the effectiveness. What will happen is that as you measure, you begin to identify the things that are working more than some other things, and you can always replicate the things that are working, and the ones that are not working, you can jettison it, put it aside, and make sure that you just leave those ones and focus on something else. Hey, listen, I hope that the things that we have shared in this series have been very helpful for you and very helpful for your business. If you have questions, I want to encourage you to please send your questions to feedback@MarketFaith.online. You can also DM me your questions on Instagram. I'll be happy to answer them, and we can think about it and brainstorm ideas as to what we can do to help you grow your customer base. All right, one of the things I'm doing is that I'm starting some sort of I call it the business growth track, where we are helping business owners to monitor and not just monitor, but holding business owners accountable for the growth that they want to achieve in their business, right? If you want to sign up for that, please visit the link in my bio, right? It's going to be intense, let me warn you, all right? But it's going to be really, really rewarding as well. I'm going to be on your case to ensure that you deliver on the growth goals that you desire for your business. So once again, I want to say thank you for joining me today. If you got value from this video today, go ahead and click the subscribe button, all right? If you're watching on YouTube, click the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, right, go ahead, like, share, and let someone know that this video has been very helpful for you. All right, if you're joining us on Instagram for the first time, we always like to welcome those listening to us for the very first time. All right, can you just wave at us wherever you are? All right, on Instagram, just put the wave icon. All right, for those of our people on Instagram, all right, let's go ahead and hit the like button to appreciate them and to thank them for joining us today. Listen, I trust that it's added a lot of value to you. Next week, we're going to come back and we get into something a lot more exciting. You want to watch out for that. It's going to be super helpful. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today on Market Faith. I trust that it's been helpful, and I'll see you next time.